In this video, we will be talking about the M16 half-track that was used in the Battle of Bataan during World War II.
The Asian theater was when your Empire of Japan wanted to take over Burma, Ceylon, India, Thailand, Philippines, Indochina, Ceylon, Singapore for their natural resources, which was rubber and petroleum for the European colonies.
The goal for Japan was to attack Bataan and weaken the U.S. Navy further. The U.S. wanted to stop Japan, but due to poor planning, this was not achieved. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese began an assault by air on the United States forces in the Philippines. Japanese troops and other troops against the Allied powers wanted to invade the Philippines, Hong Kong, and the Wake Islands. The United States made preparations to defend the archipelago. This attack was inevitable, so the U.S. prepared as much as possible by moving up the Filipino reserves and repairing the U.S. Navy as much as possible. Douglas MacArthur abandoned his post before the war began, causing a devastating effect known as the Bataan Death March.
In 1914, the Russians designed the half-track, but it was successfully built by France. The U.S. purchased the M17 model half-track from the French to do research on and to design their own model. The front part of the half-track had 3 seats. The center seat was for the gunner. It was called the jump seat. There was 10 seats in the back of the half-track. Under the seats were racks that held ammunition and food. Behind the seats were more guns. Also in the back, there was a huge armored box that protected the fighters. The back of the half-track was built with 2 steel cables with a rubber track around them. The rubber gave flexibility. The half-track had 4-speed transmission, 8 speeds forward and 2 in reverse, along with a 2-speed transfer case. The fastest the half-track could go was 35 miles per hour. Roughly 43,000 half-tracks were produced during World War II. The half-tracks were most commonly used by the United States and the British Empire. They were served on all fronts of the war.
The half-track was first used in the Philippines, which was when problems occurred. They modified the suspension so it was more reliable, but they kept one of the main things the same, which was a lack of overhead armor. This part of the track was never changed. This was because the added weight would decrease the mobility of the track. After the U.S. surrendered the Battle of Bataan, several of the half-tracks were used in the Japanese army. The half-track was improved when they added heavier road wheel springs, and they also added heavier springs for the rear idler in North Africa. While the Battle of Kasserine Pass was happening, several of the half-tracks were captured and then used by Germans. When the invasion of Sicily was going on, it was when the half-track got the role as an armored transport vehicle. Half-track was able to deliver people closer to the battles. This vehicle was used to hold supplies and field equipment. The half-track was a highly mobile vehicle. It could also follow tanks easily, unlike trucks. Some units used it as an armored assault vehicle, which wasn't how it was originally designed. The half-tracks with gun-armored carriers were used in the European theater as well. Half-tracks also were used as gun motor carriers. The most common was the gun motor carriage, which was also known as a tank destroyer. The half-track proved to be very successful and also became the standard light anti-craft armored vehicle.
In conclusion, the M16 half-track was used in the Battle of Bataan along with many other battles during World War II.